Per usual, I usually go in no particular order because I don't film every meal, but today I am once again actually starting with breakfast. And I recently placed a order from Umami Cart and was like way too excited when I saw this Taro Milk tea oatmeal. Because it's been so long since I've had taro, which is technically my favorite bubble tea flavor, but the one I cannot get. What I've noticed, at least from all of the retailers like that I've gone, is that the powder that they use, the container actually does say non-dairy creamer in it, but it shouldn't say that because it does contain casein. Always, always, always read the ingredients. So since that wasn't quite the flavor I was going for, I think because the oatmeal contained black tea, that flavor came through quite a bit. So also from there, I ordered some taro. And also what I thought at the time was ube, but this is actually just purple sweet potato. It's this variety. And with this, I'm going to make my own taro milk because I've been wanting to do so for a long time. Every now and then, I actually do spot taro at Whole Foods. But with those, I've only ever tried to grow them. So I just cut up everything into smaller pieces so that it will cook faster. And actually I did since plant this and it's already growing. So if you have an elephant ear or you've seen them before, then that is actually this. So yeah, I just boiled that until it was fork tender, and then I actually refrigerated it to eat later because you do want to let it cool all the way down. And a couple of you have actually noticed a few new items in my kitchen. So since I'm already talking about online orders, I figured I'd also haul some of my other recent purchases. So I'll show you some more throughout this video. This is just a couple of kitchen tools that I kind of noticed I was just working around not having them. So picked up like a giant spoon for serving up a dish, a matching spatula, this adorable whisk. I mean, look at the detail. And lastly, this cutting board, but I actually am not going to be using it as a cutting board. It's just going to be for serving because I don't like to cut on plastic because obviously, you know, great way to put microplastics into your food. Oh, and by the way, actually all of these items that I'm mentioning right now are going to be on the blog. Yes, I finally actually got to the product pages that I was telling you guys I was going to update on the site for the longest. So now in the description box, there's going to be a link that's going to take you to a page of images so you don't have to guess what the name is or look for the name in the description box. So a quick thank you to Squarespace for making a foolproof platform. In fact, in the midst of me actually making these edits, I noticed that yet again, they have made more updates. Like they now have a drag and drop feature, and it even includes a grid. And as you can imagine, that was really helpful since my layout is very symmetrical. They've been coming out with a lot of new features, including member access for those who want to create exclusive content for their community, and now even a video maker. So in addition to the many templates and tools, they're still always improving their product. So if you guys haven't already signed up, make sure you use my code abetweene or head to squarespace.com/abetweene to get 10% off. And now another update that you guys probably saw on Instagram in my stories is I'm making my own wontons, namely because I noticed these wrappers in the market that happen to be vegan. I think they have egg in them normally, so I just went ahead and grabbed those. And I was just gonna do like a veggie, but I wanted to also throw some protein in there, so I'm using a block of tofu as well. Some ginger, garlic, you know, all the good stuff. While you can fold these many ways, I figured this might be the easiest for me to grab onto for my very first time. And also this day was like really rainy and dreary and dark. So I decided I wanted to have these as a soup. So I just boiled them for, I think, about 5 to 6 minutes. So that's why I used my microplane to put in the aromatics. Need it pretty small because it ain't gonna be cooking for very long. And then after I boiled them, I just put them into a bowl of like cool water. From my understanding, this like changes the texture. So the wrapper gets like really chewy, but you can skip it if you want to. I just wanted to see if it would actually make a difference because, you know, I would be making other batches. And yeah, this did exactly what I needed it to do. So now I'm just going to grab those little herbed cubes that I made, and I'm going to use this to saute some kale, which is essentially what I use these for. But you can use these for like literally anything that you're making on the stove in a skillet. You can use it on protein. You can use it on veggies. You can even just like throw it into a soup, sauce to thicken it up, pasta. There's no limits. And I'm trying a vegan fried egg. This one I got from another creator on YouTube, so I will link it down below. I just tweaked the recipe a little bit. So if you saw the video where I made the bibimbap, I'm using a combination of the tomato yolk along with some squash. Finally, I'm making my taro milk. This I actually just grabbed out of the refrigerator, but feel free to freeze this in advance if you want your drink to be like nice and cold without ice. And then add your milk of choice. Here I'm using cashew milk just because I think it's pretty neutral. And of course, sweeten this to your liking. I think I did about 1 to 2 tablespoons of agave. And because I didn't add that much purple sweet potato, I am using a purple sweet potato powder. And fun fact, this company actually makes a taro powder. So maybe you can just use that. At this time, I didn't have it, but I did since get it. So maybe I'll report back on how I like that. For lunch, made my dumplings again. While I did grab these Sichuan peppers in my haul, I was in absolutely no denial about how good of a chili oil I could make because I knew that no matter what it was, it would not compare to this one. So that's what I used. So I'll just go ahead and save those for another recipe. And then lastly, I topped these with some pea shoots. Oh, and while I'm at it, the final thing that I got in my food haul was also this spice. I'm pretty sure it's like a tagarashi, but with yuzu, because y'all know how I feel about citrus. It's just like so unique. You know what I mean? Like it's citrusy, but it's also floral and like a hint of something else that I don't even have a word for. Okay, I promise this is the last haul. I got pans. Honestly, for no reason. I don't have an excuse for this. But like, look at it. I love a good nonstick moment. That's why I got my always pan. If you're making something that requires different components that have different cooking times, one pan is always gonna be one pan. So yeah, I got these. And remember when I was talking about having a little bitty mince on all of your alliums? This is one of those moments that it becomes very important to the dish that you're making, because when you are cooking it on like moderate heat or roasting it for an extended period of time, which is usually going to be higher heat, that's when it's going to burn. Thankfully, in this instance, it just got pretty crispy. So that's why I cut my potatoes on the pretty small side, because then my cook time is going to be way shorter. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.